So we're continuing with our AI podcast from the Future Investment Initiative in Riyadh in its 9th edition. And this time we're doing something different. We're talking about topics, context, and what is changing. When we talk about the key to prosperity, which is the theme of this year, we need to talk about what's changing in the world. And we're talking about AI. We're interviewing leaders on AI. Today I have with me the strategy and consultancy head for MENA and for the Middle East and Africa region. I'm not going to get it right, so let's just move on with it. Rامز, Shahadة, welcome. And thank you for being with me today.
Thank you, Maya, for this opportunity to connect and share ideas, reflect on the state of AI, as you said, and extract from it thoughts, perspectives of relevance at all levels. You're right, we partnered this year for I think our second year or third year in a row with FII on all things AI.
Okay.
It's our privilege and our honor to do so. Beyond our usual contributions to a lot of the tools, the data that you see being displayed here, we have gone further and developed a report jointly with FII. Indeed, rebalancing intelligence with a view on the role that AI plays in making that happen.
Okay.
And what we found is quite surprising, alarming, but at the same time, somehow encouraging on the shape and the size of the opportunity that lies ahead. We looked at the world and essentially looked at it in two categories, the global north and the global south.
Okay.
And what we have derived from this is essentially a playbook towards digital autonomy in the age of AI.
Okay,
and
what does
today,
that mean? Yeah.
I will explain. I'll remove the consulting speak and put it into plain thoughts.
Okay.
What percent of global compute would you venture is in the global south? Pick a
What
number.
percent?
What?
What percent?
Look,
What?
يا عمي سبطية. It's 1%.
1%.
It's in
okay.
fact slightly less than 1%.
Oh wow!
So
I
imagine
was
that.
saying what percent, and now it's 1%.
Oh,
Okay.
well, there you go.
Okay.
My misreading is your
1%
success.
only.
Less than 1%.
Wow.
More than 99% of global compute is in the global north. So while many of the countries can't afford to go build their own data centers or train their own models, we can do so in the global south in regional clusters. UAE's Saudi Arabia's Humane, UAE's G42 and MGX are very well positioned to now serve the global south beyond themselves in ways that releases that dependency from the global north.
Okay.
It creates interrelation and interconnectivity in the global south, which is a strength of the global north. The global north is a highly integrated, highly collaborative environment.
Okay.
Versus the fragmentation that we see in much of the global south.
So again, when you say we need to get there, how are we getting there? So you did mention the steps that Humane is taking, the steps that G42 is taking.
We see 4 steps.
Okay.
Okay. One is around unlocking the financial flow of investors. We found that today in our report, 66, nearly 70% of investors have the majority of their AI-related investments still flowing north.
Okay.
Yeah, as I shared earlier. But 90% of them now look at the global south and what's coming out of India, what's coming out of Saudi Arabia, what's coming out of the UAE and saying, we believe that there is value to unlock. And so 90% of them, 87 to be precise, are now committing to invest in the region.
Okay.
Region has to now develop robust AI strategies. Only 30% of governments in this part of the world actually have a plan as to what to do.
In that case, what should governments do? I mean, like you said, there are 30% of governments have a plan.
They need to develop their strategies.
Okay.
They need to create the facilities that make exiting investments easier, simpler, lighter, clearer.
Okay.
They need to have a view on the capital markets and how to generate further initial public offerings in their respective geographies.
Okay.
They need to treat their assets, their people, like critical national infrastructure. Today, we protect our bridges, our roads, our military, we have a lot of critical national infrastructure that allows an economy, a country, to operate efficiently. And yet we leave
the
our
talents.
talent to just leave. You know, you and I both know this intimately well, right? We come from places where the local situation couldn't contain us. We've all had to go somewhere else.
Yeah, we had to leave and work outside.
So what if governments, why don't governments, start treating their nationals as critical national infrastructure?
This is all beautiful, but it sounds like a dream. How can it happen? I mean, will it be... How can you see it happen?
Well, I think, see, and now I know what you're doing, Maya.
Skeptical?
No, you're teeing up the next part of the discussion.
Okay.
On leadership.
Yes.
What does it mean to be an enlightened leader? Right?
Okay.
And if you'll allow me, I'll go there.
Please, yes, we need to talk about leadership
Okay.
and how leadership needs to address this. You did mention talents, and if the leadership takes the lead when it comes to its people, then we might see a change. What does the leadership need to do today? And we're not only talking about the infrastructure. In every aspect, what should be done?
Look, this now goes from a very quantitative discussion into a much more qualitative discussion.
Yes, and you can be personal. I mean, you are a leader in a specific industry, and you are here to create change. The reason why you're here, you want to be part of the change, right?
Yes, no, absolutely. I think we have to be the change that we want, to
Yes.
quote another inspiring leader.
The problems could be people, the problems could be policies, politics, regulations, the problems could be infrastructure,
Yes,
and the successes could be...
can be in all of them.
Yes, so where do you see...
I think they are, in many ways, symbiotic. Can you name a society that doesn't face a problem? And can you face a problem that doesn't end up having a solution?
So what has the... Okay, I'll rephrase.
Yeah.
What has the global north done that the global south hasn't done and should be doing in order to grow?
Okay. It's in fact embedded in what we have sort of described as the playbook towards autonomy. It's around creating the financial systems that allow for the liquidity and the freedom of financial movement, right?
Okay.
So capital markets, the infrastructure for initial public offerings, creating clear and simple exit scenarios, investing in your people, training them, giving them reasons to stay, incentivizing the best of others to come to you. Look at the H-1B visa phenomenon in North America, in the United States. 70% of H-1B visas are issued to Indian nationals. They create incentive. Now you could argue there's some disincentive in terms of the cost of some of these things, but these things they flux. They move from left to right, up and down. They also have invested quite heavily in the education sector, training the next level of talent, bringing people and saying, hey, come innovate here, let's build, let's create. Today, training on the models that replicate what is found in the global north costs 10 to 20 times more in the global south, which is why we can't play the same game. We have to find more hacky, more innovative, more frugal solutions.
Okay, so I have to get your opinion on this as well.
Sure.
Of course, when we talk about AI, people are like, no, it's going to take over our lives. And now we talk about embracing it and getting it into the infrastructure, getting it into the mindset of everyone and changing so that we can adopt and adapt.
Yes.
How do we manage the fear?
Well, I think we have to first be honest with ourselves.
Okay.
Every major technological shift has always been confronted with some level of anxiety, right?
And for those who have fear of losing their jobs to AI, how should they manage? What should they do to learn? I mean, at the end of the day, there's a learning experience, and you need to develop yourself. You need to jump on that train and move forward with it. So how?
Absolutely. It's a wonderful question. It's no doubt that this productivity game will reveal itself in some people losing their jobs, other people benefiting from new jobs that
Other
are created.
jobs, probably,
yeah,
yes.
that weren't created. I think there is no replacement for just doing some hard work.
I like that. Work hard, okay?
We all have to work
Yes.
hard. I wish we don't yet live in the matrix where we can sort of plug something in and instantly have knowledge. We might get there with Elon Musk's Neuralink, but we're not there yet. So you have to read, you have to explore, you have to try, you have to question, you have to learn from doing. As I often tell my own children, you have to fail your way to success.
Okay.
You have to fail your way to success. We learn just as much by what we don't succeed in. In fact, probably we learn more by not succeeding than by succeeding. And anyone that has the notion that there is one simple, problem-free path to the AI future, man, I think have not been a student of history.
Thank you very much, Rامز. This was very interesting.
It's been
Thanks
my
a lot.
sincere pleasure.
Thank you.